All right, well, joining us now, we've got members of the Alamogordo Boys and Girls Cross Country team and their head coach, Justin Gigler. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Hey, happy to have you in as always. And if you want to go around the table and introduce this crew that you got here with you today.
All right, I got all seniors today. I got Jason Auld, Amanda Heredia, Olivia Sabayas, and Carson Olazaba.
You got to feel pretty good about your teams this year. It seems like you've got a lot of good returners, and it seems like expectations will be high for this group this year. Is that fair?
I think that's very fair to say. Switching to the new district, it's a transition for us, but it puts us in a better shape district-wise and a little bit better shape state-wise. But great returning senior leadership here. We're looking really good down both sides.
Yeah, it seems certainly that way. Jason, I'll start with you. I mean, on the boys' side, do you feel like this is a really strong group heading into 2016?
Yeah, we got several good guys, but we also have a lot of newcomers that need to learn a lot.
As a senior, I mean, do you feel like that's part of your role to kind of help out those young runners?
Yes,
yeah. What do you look for? What are you trying to do in terms of helping them and bringing them along as the season goes?
Just give them advice and knowledge that I've gotten from past seniors.
All right, very good. Amanda, this group the girls group had a lot of success last year. You had a top 10 finisher overall in state last year, which was a big deal. You as a team, you ladies have to feel like this is a year you guys could have a big season, right?
Yeah, I definitely feel like each year the girls team gets stronger and stronger, and I feel like we're unstoppable. So
I'd like to see that. Olivia, you feeling the same way about that as a senior heading into this season?
Yeah, I do.
What is it about this group? I mean, I don't know if there's enough talk about the team aspect. When I talked to you guys last year, I mean, we talked about the team aspect of track and field, but it seems like you guys really push each other hard, and having that much talent on the team, it's got to be a big bonus. Talk about the team aspect of this girls' side this year.
Yeah, a lot of people make the mistake that just because it's a running sport that it's always just completely individual, but we really couldn't get through it without each other, and we're always, when we're out on runs, we're always buddied up or in a group, and we push each other every day.
Carson, how's the chemistry on the guys' side? Do you feel like you got a good group this year?
Yeah, I think it's really good. We get along well every time we run. We're making jokes, pushing each other, so I think it's all going really well.
Coach, the success you guys had last year, Cheyenne finishing top 10 was a big deal for you, and the team finishing, I think you guys finished 7th overall on the girls' side? Yeah. Is that something you feel like building on, or do you just kind of look at this as a new group, this is a new season, last year's behind you? I mean, how do you kind of look at that?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think returning a large contingent of my girls. We only graduated 2, and so bringing 5 back from a 7th place finishing state team. We're adding some more bodies. I expect again Cheyenne to finish top 10, and Ansley Battle and Kyla Fugate will be up there, and these 2 ladies will be pushing them too. And then there's some wild cards, some kids that we don't know about. But overall, I mean, we're really deep on the girls' side. I mean, I think last year our JV team won almost every meet we went to on the girls' side, and so those kind of kids that are looking to bubble up to really help us. And on the boys' side, we didn't qualify for state last year. I mean, that was a brutal district for cross. I mean, it was a brutal district for a lot of sports on the boys' side, but it was, pretty difficult on the boys' side. But Jason was our number 1 guy last year. We brought him back. Paxton Rodwick is coming along. Who else do we have? I'm drawing a blank.
Alex.
Other than Carson. Well, I know Carson. Who else are we fitting? Alex. Yeah, Alex Cavallo. He's come along. And so, I mean, we're still trying to piece together. We don't know who our top 7 are going to be. And my guess is top 7 starts the season won't be the top 7 that finishes the season. It's just going to be a lot of cycling up and bubbling up. And we got to bring the young kids along slow. We've got, I think, 7 or 8 8th graders out, which is a huge number for cross country. Usually just 1 or 2. So, I mean, we just got to bring that youth. They're talented, they're dedicated, they're energized. So, we got to keep that going. These guys will tell you, too. It's like you got to mix the fun side of cross country with the serious side of cross country, because it's a punishing sport. I mean, it asks you to do a lot more than I think, personally, than other sports ask you to do. You got to run 15 to 20 minutes with intensity, nonstop. And you don't get that a lot from the other sports. You can't take breaks mid-race. Be like, I'm tired, coach. Sub me out. It doesn't happen. You got to be. They wish it could happen.
Yeah.
But we got to keep that going. So the team chemistry aspect's always important. And like I said, I'm gonna lean on my seniors a lot this year. I think they know what to expect now. You guys have been with me for a while, 2-3 years, 4 years, 5 years for Amanda. So they know what this is about. So we're just trying to continue the culture and continue growing. I think, like I said, I expect better things in this district. we should be able on the boys' side to do some things. Jason's going to contend for a district champion. Personally for himself, it's a good goal for him to have. And I think being finishing first on both sides is a realistic option.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach touched on it there. I mean, how important is it for you guys to have fun and enjoy each other's company out there? And I mean, I see some of the pictures on the Facebook page for the cross country. It seems like you're enjoying yourself, Jason. I mean, how important is it for this to? I mean, it's competition, but it's got to be fun to a point, right?
Yeah, we need the fun in cross country. It's just gonna. If we didn't, it would just be run, and no break.
Needed to be a little laid back at sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how important is it for you, Amanda, when you're out there? Because I imagine these are your friends that you're out there running with, right?
Like some of my bestest friends that I ever met or I have are from cross country, and like I feel like people on cross country are some of like the nicest, and like we all get along so well, and it's just like a great group of friends.
Olivia, I mean, you feel that way about this group? I mean, these are your friends that you get to go out there with?
We really kind of have to feel that way. We spend so much time together. When it's 4:30 in the morning going on a bus to run, you kind of just have to get along with each other.
Yeah, and Carson, I mean, I'd have to imagine. I mean, it's such as Coach mentioned, it's such a brutal thing. You're out there in the sun, whether it's early in the morning or late in the afternoon. To look over at the person next to you that's running and and like them has got to be a big thing, right?
Yeah, I think definitely running with each other has helped a lot. I mean, you kind of just always like really tired with each other, and so you just kind of got to go with each other.
Yeah. How's been the training up in the mountains over the last few days? Have you guys enjoyed that?
It's been
it was fun, but very, very difficult.
Yeah, Carson.
Yeah, the courses were rough.
Yeah. Olivia, what's it like training up there in altitude? For those of us that don't run at 9,000 feet.
Well, Gigler thought it would be a good idea for us to run on some rocky trails, and I fell down a couple times. So.
But you got right back up, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Jason, I mean, how is it for you getting to work up there in Cloudcroft?
I ran for one day, and my knee was bothering me, so I didn't get to do the rest of the 2 days. But it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't run.
Coach, I mean, was that something you just wanted to try out new this year? Because you guys haven't done this too much before, right?
No, I haven't done it at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of got the idea of talking to Coach Perry about something we can do, and that would be just a little different and kind of, for me, the workouts were fun, but I'd rather, fun because I didn't have to do them, but, for me, it's about, building that team culture, because, I mean, you look, the elevation change on some of those trails, I mean, 200, 300, 400 feet climbs, and yesterday we did 6 miles, and the first mile and a half was all uphill, and just to kind of look at the person next to you, like, okay, let's do this. I'm not all alone. All of us are out here doing this together. So I mean, that was more important than anything. But the 9,000 feet is rough. It's rough. I mean, more power to Cloudcroft Cross Country. Doing that every day it helps, but it's. For us going up there just a few days, it's more of just like, oh my goodness, I can't breathe. But I think they had fun. I hope they had fun. It was something different. We got out of the heat at least. So I mean, I'm sure when Cloudcroft comes down to like, oh my God, how do you run in this 100-degree weather every day? So I mean, it's all about just accommodating to the conditions, but we enjoyed ourselves.
How do you feel like the summer went? I mean, you guys started doing every day a week at the beginning of July. Did you like the turnout and the effort from the kids?
Oh yeah, the effort's been great. I think we're further along this year than we've been in any other year. I just think people have been showing up. It's the first time I've really pushed them to come 5 days a week. The year before was 4, the year before was 3. So we're kind of just trying to push that base level of conditioning. But we've had tons of kids. I think there's been about 32 different kids that have come out. I think I have 35 on my roster of kids who've at least showed up one time. And, especially the newer kids, just trying to keep them encouraged. But, again, the senior leadership is amazing and push them to come out. And, we've just been running our tails off all summer long. So, but it's all aerobic phase conditioning. So, lots of just timed runs and lots of courses, nothing too super high energy, nothing to really push ourselves yet, but just to get that base level of conditioning was, I thought, very important this year, and something that me and my coaches from last year talked about.
Jason, I mean, how important is the summer for you to get ready for the start of the season?
It's very important. Without the summer training, you're just going to go into the season pretty much starting over, and it's not fun doing that. It's really not fun.
I would imagine, Amanda, I mean, for you, the summer, but I mean, where do you feel like maybe you're stronger at going into this season, your senior year?
Well, I'm stronger, I have been, training, over the summer, trail running, and I feel like my endurance is really good, and my weakest is definitely speed. I need to definitely work on my speed more, but I feel like my endurance, once I get my speed a little better, I'll be good to go.
Olivia, how about your summer? How do you feel like the running's gone for you over the last month or two?
It's gone actually a lot better than it has in the past. Like my freshman year, I remember I could barely run the warm-up without dying, and then this year, the second week, I was able to run 4.5 miles just fine. Gigler, as a coach, has really done his best to make people feel like they can do it, and it's gotten a lot better, and I feel like I'm pretty strong going into the school year.
Awesome. Carson, how about you? How's your summer been?
I think it's been really good. I think this year we're all a lot more mentally tough. I think we've just been kind of pushing ourselves, knowing that this is our final year, and I think we're all putting in the work that'll help us get to championship season.
How important is the mental game in cross country?
It's everything.
He's right. No, I just to touch on that. It's everybody in the state gets pretty much the same level of conditioning, and it's just being able to mentally challenge yourself to just basically, I keep telling them, cross country is about pain management. That's pretty much all it's about. Is you got the endurance level there, and then you're like, okay, I hurt. Should I stop or should I keep going? And it's the really successful runners are really, really great at managing the pain that comes along with distance running. That's usually the difference between being a state champion and not. So,
you guys have any tricks to help you out with that, with the mental part of it, Jason?
I just don't think about it.
That's a good way to go about it. How about you, Amanda?
Well, this is kind of weird, but I tell myself, I'm shut up, legs, because they really hurt. I don't know if that's weird, but I do it and it helps me.
If it helps you, then it's not that
Yeah.
weird about that at all. Olivia, I mean, how do you kind of help out your mental part of it?
Whenever we're on longer courses, instead of thinking I have to run 6 miles and I really don't want to, I'll set little goals in my mind just to run to the stop sign or a mailbox or whatever, so it's easier to run smaller amounts at a time instead of just forcing yourself to run so many miles at once.
Yeah, instead of thinking of the whole 3.5 mile or 3.1 miles, it's a little bit easier than that. Carson, I mean, are there little games you like to play when you're running as well?
I just kind of play a song in my head, and then when it starts to get tough, you just kind of tell yourself you're fine, just keep pushing, just get to this far, and then once you get there, you just keep telling yourself just keep going a little bit further and further, and you just keep pushing until you're finally done.
I'll ask you guys, what's your goal for this year? I mean, when you try to get to your personal best, what do you want to get to at the end of the year, Carson?
I just want to do the best this year and just keep pushing myself, seeing how far I can take it, and just go with that.
Olivia, do you have a time that you're looking at, or?
Well, since my freshman year, I didn't really get to run very much. My times have dropped pretty drastically each year, and I really got to get into it last year, and I got to run a 22:50, and this year I would like to run a 21:30.
All right. Amanda, how about you?
I just want a top 10 finish at district. I just want to place in the top 10. It's my dream. And, of course, having better times than I've had in the past. So.
Jason, is there a certain time you're shooting for by the end of the season?
I'm going to shoot for below 17 minutes. It's going to be my goal for the year.
All right. Are those goals you like to hear, Coach?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
That's exactly kind of what I had in mind. So, I always have a number in mind, and I often share with you guys, what I think you should run. Or they often come to me and ask, and I'll tell them what I think they should be at. It was an appropriate goal, and I think everything that these guys mentioned was right on par with what I expect for them for the season.
And, we talked about it, I think, at the beginning, but in terms of expectations going into district, you feel like both teams should be district champions this year?
I feel they should. I know, I feel the girls are solidly there. I feel really solid about running any of my first 13 girls in any combination and being fairly successful against the teams in that district. I think the guys, for us, it's if we stay healthy, we'll be there. We don't have the depth we need, but again, we don't know exactly who's going to show up by the end of the year. I know there's a lot of kids who are going to run cross country who will come out day one of school, out of shape, and 2 weeks later run their first meet, and they'll be like, "What am I doing?" But those kids often, at least one or two of them, will trickle up to varsity level once they're in shape. I mean, that's why the summer is so important. Is you don't have to spend that first 6 weeks of school getting in shape, and so instead of being mid-October and then district's 2 weeks away, now you're in shape going into week one. And so that's another important part of the summer phase. But I feel really good about our chances. I think we're putting the work in now. I think we've got a good unified focus on what needs to be done, and we'll just keep working.
Something else is also coming up here in a couple weeks, the Black and Gold 5K. Certainly, that's I know a big deal for you guys. Tell us about what's going on with that this year, and if people want to get involved with it.
Yeah, the Black and Gold 5K, it's a fun run, fundraiser that we're putting on. We've had really great community turnouts. I mean, I have 15 or 16 businesses who've already pledged us a donation to us, and so we're really excited to have them along. That'll be on August the 20th at 8 a.m. at Griggs. It's also going to be kind of a showcase because our kiddos are going to run in it, and people in the community will really get to see what these guys have done, how they've been pushing each other, and I don't think a lot of times you only get that one home meet, and so you only get that one chance for people to come out. And like this year again, it's kind of on the same day as a home football game, so we encourage people on September the 2nd to come out, watch us first, and then travel over to the football game. But no, the Black and Gold 5K, it's awesome. I think it's been a lot of work putting that together, but I like where it's at, and the kids will have a chance to kind of get a meet in 2 weeks before their home meet, so which is great. Normally we travel the week before, but El Paso shifted their schedule up a week, and so we're kind of the 27th didn't have a meet, and so we're going to really use this as our chance to see where we're at and see what we need to do and how we can accommodate our training to meet each of your guys' individual goals.
Kind of like a preseason game in many ways.
It's our scrimmage.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's like we've had inter-squad scrimmages before, but it's never really felt like a race setting. We're like, okay, guys, we'll split you into teams. We're gonna go run this 3-mile thing against each other, but it never really felt like a race. And this does. This will give you the race time feeling. We'll get up. We'll stretch. We'll go through everything, and you'll feel very much like you're in a high school race. Granted, you'll be racing against the community, but there's some exceptional runners in the community as well. But it'll be exciting. I think it's something that you guys will challenge yourself to do well in.
Running the same course that you will be running for the home meet?
No, we're going to run a little bit different course. It's going to keep strictly a road race. We'll start at Griggs and go down Fairgrounds to Florida, and then up Scenic, and then back down Fairgrounds. We did it that way. I just want to make it a little more accommodating for some of the people who want to walk it, because there's a lot of people, can we walk it? Sure, it's $25 to run and get a t-shirt, and they're like, can we walk? I'm like, sure, absolutely. So I felt a lot of people want to walk. I don't want to send them to the desert.
Makes sense.
And plus for me personally, it takes half a day to mark that thing, and to have to do it twice would be intense. I think last year I took 50,000 steps the day of the meet. So I mean that's a lot of.
Yeah,
that's like almost 20 miles worth of steps just to set up the meet, and then running for the meet, and you ask these guys. I'm all over the course most of the time. I'm not gonna leave them out there all alone. Letting them know when they need to surge and stuff like that. So I think people think cross country coaches, hey, you guys go run that way, but it's a little bit more active than that, and just to make sure that they're putting themselves in situations to be successful.
Have you guys had a chance to run the course that's going to be the home course yet this summer, or not yet?
Not yet. We ran it last year, but
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty much the same thing.
They'll see it next week.
Okay.
I'll get out there and mark the stuff. You guys saw the beginning and ending part when we did the repeats.
Right.
Starting by the field, and you run around, and then we ran them backwards. So they'll see that part, and I'll mark the middle mile and a half. So you guys we'll see it twice next week, probably on Tuesday and Thursday.
In terms of the courses you run throughout the year, one of the more challenging ones that you get to run is the home meet, or?
Yes, the home meet's pretty challenging compared to some. It's a lot of hill and desert, loose rocks, but it's fun. I like it.
Pretty challenging for you as well, or?
Yeah, I actually, it's probably one of my favorite because, I don't know, it's just like, because it's home and like everyone, like all your family and friends are there supporting you. It's really great.
Yeah. Well, and Olivia, I have to imagine, and Coach talked about it, you guys get one home meet a year. To have the community come out there and support you guys got to be a real big deal for you.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd feeling because at cross-country meets, there's always people lined up, and you never really know who they are. But whenever you're coming down like the last stretch and you see all the faces, it's kind of a really great feeling.
And, Carson, is something, I've talked about with Coach before, cross country doesn't get as much of the publicity as a lot of the other sports. And, you guys, I know, work just as hard, if not harder, than everybody else out there. It's real important to see the community come out there and support you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really great. I know last year we told a bunch of people to come, and a lot of people actually showed up to watch us all run. And it was a great feeling seeing, people from the school who would just come to come see you run.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, Coach, I mean, you guys, these kids work hard, and these kids put in, and you also have some of the best students in the school in your
Absolutely.
program as well. I mean, there's a lot of kids with a very high GPA heading off to college. I should ask all you guys, college plans. Jason, you know where you're headed yet?
I'm looking at UNM and New Mexico Tech.
Amanda, how about you?
I'm looking at UNM or Texas Tech, but more towards UNM because I want to go into dental hygiene. So.
Okay. Olivia, how about you? What are the after high school plans?
Well, all of my older siblings are already at NMSU, so I'll probably be over there.
Okay. Carson, how about you, man?
I'm just really looking at a bunch of stuff right now.
All right.
No, nothing wrong with that, Carson.
Yeah,
Nothing
keeping
wrong
my
with
options open right now. Looking at some schools in California, maybe in state. Just all depends.
Hey.
that. Any guys plan on running at college? Any thoughts about that?
I'm planning to.
Yeah. Jason, I mean, you want to continue running college?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. For the rest of you guys, I mean.
I really want to before I graduate high school, my personal goal is to run a marathon. I've already ran 2 half marathons, so I kind of just want to do a marathon just to say I did one.
Absolutely.
So.
That's a great goal. Olivia, I mean, track and field, cross country, you want to keep it going after high school?
Yeah, I actually talked to a few people during the season who asked me about pole vault, and I don't know that I'll run for any school, but I will definitely continue to run after high school.
All right. Carson, how about you, man?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I'll continue to run, maybe not competitively. I may do like road races and stuff when I can, but I don't know about actually running for college.
And that's what's kind of cool about this. I mean, I thought there are a lot of other sports at the school like golf and things like that. This is something that these kids, they're going to keep doing their whole life probably, right, Coach?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's with running distance. It's kind of a lifelong thing. Even I run slowly, but I get out there and run. But it's for me, it was overcoming injuries. I had some injuries throughout college that I had to deal with. But I'm slowly, 10 years later, I feel healthy enough finally to kind of get out there and back out there and run. But I definitely tell the kids, that running, it's a lifelong thing. It's something that when high school ends and you guys can just go out there and do it, and the vast majority of kids continue to do it just because they've kind of learned to love it a little bit. Not a lot bit, usually a little bit, but it's so challenging, but definitely I think getting out there and running, I know for a lot of people it's therapeutic, kind of clear your mind, it's blow off steam, that kind of stuff. Some people just get out there because they just that's their favorite thing to do, but we definitely talk about continuing just to run, and that's my ultimate goal is we win district championship, great, we place at state, great, but for me it's so exciting to see what you guys do after high school, what you continue to do, and whether it's athletic or academic. I love to see what that happens, that chapter in your life.
And we'll also see, Jason, we'll see you in track and field later this year as well, cross country. You kind of run at 800 and middle distance, or
800 and 400.
800, 400. That's what I thought. Amanda, we see you in track and field as well, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, that may be the plan coming up later this year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Track commitment's open there, I hear.
Carson, do you plan on running track at the end of the year?
Yeah, I do plan on running track.
What events do you like in track and field?
I like the 400 the best. Last year I got hurt, so I wasn't able to run for the season, but planning to come back, do well. So.
Okay. Well, that's what's cool. We get to see y'all twice a year out there running cross country, track and field. We'll look forward to that later in the year. We appreciate y'all coming in. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Coach, as always, we appreciate your time.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.